Welcome to the show. In a shocking new poll, Kamala Harris leading Donald Trump nationally by 4 points as Donald Trump is collapsing and panicking daily, and J.D. Vance is losing 1 point of favorability every single day. What an incredible turn of events in American politics. Let's discuss it. In a new Civics Daily Kos poll, Kamala Harris is leading Donald Trump nationally 49 to 45. This is the best result for Kamala Harris so far. We will talk about how this fits into the average of polls, but what a number. Notable that among those 18 to 34, Kamala Harris is leading by more than 20 points. Among 35 to 49, she's leading by nearly 10 points. But among those 50 and older, that is the group with which Donald Trump continues to lead. A large majority of Democratic voters, 64% in this same poll, said they are glad that Biden decided to exit the 2024 presidential race. Only 11% of Democrats say they wish Biden were still running. These are incredible numbers. Now, the way that this has affected an average, if we might think about the average of polls as a line and individual polling just as dots on that line, points on that line. If we take this Kamala +4 poll and average it into the national polling, what we see is that Trump's national lead has been reduced by 30% overnight as a result of a series of recent polls. So let's discuss that. You may recall that not long ago, Donald Trump was leading by 2%, 2.7%, roughly, as Joe Biden exited the race and in came Kamala Harris. And most recently, it was Trump +2. Based on this new polling from Civics, as well as a number of other polls we will look at in a moment, Donald Trump's national lead is now 1.4. When you go from 2 to 1.4, you're reducing the lead by 0.6. That's 30%. That's a 30% reduction. Now, of course, these are small numbers, and we have to understand the limitations of changes in such small numbers. The Civics poll is not the only good poll for Kamala Harris, where previously Trump was winning every poll, although some by only one. The last 4 polls are Kamala +4, Trump +4, Kamala +1, that's Reuters Ipsos, and Kamala +1 in the Morning Consult poll. So forget about the details, zoom out. The two important takeaways are, anecdotally, there is a growing number of polls that have Kamala Harris in the lead. And as an average of polling, Trump's lead is now barely a single point. Now, later on in the show, we are going to do sort of a deeper dive into the paths to victory, because I know many of you are probably hearing me talk about national numbers and you're with tears in your eyes, you're saying, David, sir, I respect you so much. And I know that you're putting in the effort and doing the best you can. Most of you are thinking this, I'm sure. This is what I think when I listen to podcasts. The host is doing such a good job. But we have an electoral college in the United States. Whether Kamala Harris wins or loses the popular vote by a few points, it's almost certainly going to come down to fewer than 500,000 votes in 3 to 5 critical swing states. And you would be completely correct. So later in the show, we are going to get into the electoral paths to victory, approval polling, and a whole bunch of other things. But by itself, stunning that we now are getting individual data points on the general polling line where Kamala Harris is winning by 4. If this race continues to shift over the next 2 weeks, the way it has over the last 2 weeks, you could be talking about statistically significant leads for Kamala Harris nationally. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about the other side of the coin, which is as Kamala Harris's stock continues to rise, J.D. Vance's shares are increasingly worthless. One of today's sponsors is a book called Aim for the Uprights by Stu Crum, a former professional football player, now entrepreneur and successful business leader, including being former president of Bridgestone Tire and Jiffy Lube. He calls his new book, Aim for the Uprights, a playbook for achieving your professional and personal aspirations through intentional living. I've been talking a lot about intentionality lately. If you've tried getting up extra early, following the right personal finance practices, and yet you're still working marathon hours, depriving your family of your time day to day, missing vacations, this could be a great book for you. Aim for the Uprights proves that you can regain control of your time and career through simple choices and consistency and a zeal for trusting that small steps will get you there. It's really an instructional playbook for men and women looking to balance their lives, written by a C-suite executive with some unique insights about how to make more time for your family, friends, and what's important without sacrificing your career. It's a book that speaks to the reader rather than just throwing a bunch of stuff at the reader. Pick up your copy of Stu Crumb's Aim for the Uprights today at davidpakman.com/aim. The link is in the description.